Good afternoon and welcome to another counselor session. Today we'll be sharing one of our other parables, and we'll be looking at a parable I've titled Parable of the Rising Sea. Now, this parable is important for those of us who are just going into business and who want to understand what are the things that we need to put in place while we start our business. And this parable has to do with a young man that came to see the wise counselor named Mr. Uche. So Uche came and was telling the wise counselor, "Sir, my business is not moving forward. What do you advise me to do?" And the wise counselor asked him, "Who are your friends? Who are those you relate with?" When he listed his friends, the wise counselor said, "Okay, join me on the boat trip to the Atlantic Ocean." And they went to the Atlantic Ocean on a boat trip. And when they got there, they sat down on the boat, and the wise counselor began to share a story with him. And it was the story of the Sea of Galilee. Now, there's a sea called the Sea of Galilee. And the Sea of Galilee was a very quiet, gentle sea. But this young sea then wanted to rise. He wanted to be a great sea like other seas. And he had heard about the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and the Great Mediterranean Sea. And he was wondering, how do I become a great sea? What are the things that I need to do to become a great sea? So one day, it went to visit the Mediterranean Sea. And when he went to see the Mediterranean Sea, he was amazed at how powerful the Mediterranean Sea was. And he asked the Mediterranean Sea, "Sir, what happened that made you so great? What made you so powerful that people are scared of you? Because every day children play around me and I can't even do anything to make them regard me as a great sea." And the Mediterranean Sea looked at the Sea of Galilee and asked him, "Young sea, who is the storm that you have a relationship with?" He said, "Sir, I don't have any storm that I have any relationship with. Why would I want to? The storm disturb others." It's okay. "Which strong wind do you have a relationship with?" "Sir, I don't have any strong relationship with any wind." And the Mediterranean Sea now said to the young Sea of Galilee, "Come with me to the next meeting of the seas." So there was an annual meeting of the seas where all the seas and oceans normally gather to discuss the affairs happening in the waters. And that day when they gathered, the young Sea of Galilee also joined them in the visit. And when he got there, he noticed that all the great and mighty seas that came there came with their own body of storms. And they were rising when they were coming with their own wind and storms. He was awed and amazed at how he saw the mighty Pacific Ocean rise into the venue. He saw the great Indian Ocean rise powerfully into the venue. And when the meeting was about to start, the body of waters now asked their storms to go out, wait outside. And suddenly, when all the storm went outside, he noticed that all the bodies of water became calm and quiet. And the Mediterranean Sea now called him and said, "What do you notice about all the waters here?" He said, and the young sea now said, "I noticed that as long as they had a powerful storm around them, they were rising mightily. But the moment their storms went out, they became very little and quiet." And the great Mediterranean Sea now told him that you are shallow and small because you are not in relationship with any powerful body of storm. That the day you start to rise, the day you form a relationship with a powerful storm, will be the day you will be regarded as a great sea. And luckily for him, one of the storms that attended that meeting was the desert storm. And the desert storm was not associated with any body of water. So the Mediterranean Sea now approached the desert storm and said to him, "Can we form a partnership so that we can align? I can see that you're a powerful storm. Come and play around my body." And the powerful desert storm said, "Okay." And they went home together. And because of his association with the powerful storm, suddenly the Sea of Galilee started to rise. The gentle body of water regarded as the Sea of Galilee now became known as the Great Sea of Galilee because he had gone into association with a mighty storm. And suddenly he realized that why it was small before was because it didn't have any powerful environment around it. That the moment it was associated with a powerful storm, that he started to rise and became a powerful sea. In fact, it was rising so powerfully that the day that the great Jewish rabbi known as Jesus came on the Sea of Galilee, he did not feel threatened by the great rabbi that was on it, and it even rose so powerfully that he had to disturb the sleep of the great Jesus, and Jesus had to actually rise up and now ask not even the sea. Jesus spoke to the storm and say, "You be quiet," and immediately he stilled the storm. The Sea of Galilee lost its power to move, and the sea realized that why it was great was because of the storm. And based on the relationship that the Sea of Galilee had with his storm, people now took notice of it and started to call it the Great Sea of Galilee. The wise counselor turned to which and asked him, the lesson from this story, from this parable for you, is that if you don't have any powerful relationship with a group of people, it will be very difficult for you to become great in life. Your business success and growth is dependent largely on the people you have built solid relationship with. That one of the great things that you must do for yourself and your business is, as you go out, as you are getting off this boat now, the first thing you need to do is ask yourself, what are the list of the 5 powerful people that I need to build relationship with? Because it's these people that once I form relationship with will transform my life. The same thing applies to all of you watching this video session. You will remain small. You will never rise until you start to get your own storm. Most of these people that will raise you to a powerful, great height in business are the people who will bring massive challenges into your career, are the people who will challenge you to rise to a new level. But as long as you've not formed a relationship, just like the Sea of Galilee formed with the desert storm, there's no way you can rise. So stop saying that your business is small. Stop saying that you are not growing. First of all, start to look at the powerful figures that you need to build alliance with. And the moment you do this, you stop saying your business is small, and people will start to call that your small business a great business. So I want to say thank you for listening to us today, and within next week we'll shoot another video of our next parable. Thank you. You can reach us, for those of you who want to reach us, on 080-2362-2171, or follow us on any of our social media platform by just checking on Counselor University. Thank you, and see you next week.